Hey guys, ASLB here, and finally Season 1 of my Miraculous Marathon is over. And with that, I finally had an excuse to finish up Season 2 and write some reviews on my Instagram story. But because some of my viewers might not have Instagram accounts, the Instagram stories only appear for 24 hours unless I save them to collections, which I'm too lazy to do anyways. And the fact that I haven't done these reviews for the first 9 episodes, I figured, why not do the same thing for my main platform? So taking inspiration from the rock critic's FEMI series, which stands for
F***, I missed it.
To satisfy those who are waiting for me to answer questions such as,
what do you think of a baby for an Akuma?
Before I go on a 19-minute rant that basically equates to,
I thought it was a terrible idea.
Here's my opinion of every episode of Miraculous Ladybug Season 2 in a nutshell. Now this is how you begin a season. Like, it is really well crafted. Nice amount of action, nice tension. Gabriel akumatizes himself, and I might be sounding like a Hawkma fanboy, which I am, but I have to give this episode the highest recommendation. Just, it is great. You know what, it's kind of a fun episode. It did kind of annoy me at the very end when Chloe didn't change much, but you know what, I'll give it a pass. It does give us something to look forward to. It's basically a retread of Lady Wi-Fi if you were to replace Ladybug and Cat Noir's identities with their relationship. I don't like it. I'm sorry to those who do like it. I mean, it's better than Lady Wi-Fi, but I'm sorry. It's just not my episode. I swear there are more lies in this episode than the promotion of No Man's Sky. Seriously, for a hero who doesn't like lies, Ladybug and Cat Noir really like lying a lot. But aside from that, it's a pretty fun episode. Seriously, those lies. The best way I can describe this episode is fan service for those who love action scenes and Ladrian. And I enjoy every bit of it. This is a pretty intense episode, like mostly because it perfectly demonstrates why artificial intelligence is going to be the death of humanity. Seriously, Robustus won't even hesitate to attack Hawkmoth. Do I even need to say anything else? Okay, I might have spoiled this in the opening of the video, but whose bright idea was it to give an Akuma to a baby? A baby of all things! I mean, you could have gone with anything else, like a kid, like the puppeteer, or maybe a gorilla. They didn't even taste this in the actual episode, but no. The Akuma goes to a baby, grows him big, and he wants a lollipop of all things. Yeah, this episode is the pits. Nope. No, no, no. I refuse to finish that episode. Just no. No, you cannot make me. Just no. No. No! You know, I've been hearing people calling this episode one of the best, if not the best episode of the season, if not the entire series. And I'm not about to argue with that. Just top tier episode. It's amazing. Go and watch it. Oh, Alia, what has Ladybug done to you? Alright, I'll admit that this is a fun episode, but a note to Zag, could you please stop it with the identity thing? It's not funny, it hasn't been funny, and it never will be funny. It's just annoying. Please. Again, it's another episode that a lot of people are calling one of the best in the series, and I personally agree. It is such a fun episode, and it can get kind of emotional sometimes. Also, I really like Wayhem. Like, he is such a nice fan of Adrian, and he's really helpful. He really is. Okay, I was expecting the only good thing to come out of this episode to be Blueberry, but to be honest, this episode's actually a lot better than I was expecting. I mean, yeah, I do question why Captain Hard Rock managed to jack my Exodus, but you know what? I'll give this episode a pass. And in other news, Kitty's section is worse than Nickelback. Do not at me. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I freaking love this episode. It is such a nice twist on the whole zombie apocalypse genre that it kind of works. Like, yeah, they do take some moments seriously, but that's not really a bad thing. And the villain, I was expecting to disregard her considering her powers, but man, she's just too likable for me to even disregard. I like this one. I really like it. Also, whoever wrote the Smoochies My Poochies line needs a raise. Okay, I'll admit that this episode is a bit better than I was expecting, but I do have a few problems. Like, Adrian's internal conflict with trusting Ladybug and keeping secrets being completely glossed over way too easily, and I'm sorry, I am not a fan of these Aqua designs. But aside from that, I actually kind of like this episode. I think Ondine is a nice addition to the series. Her villain form is kind of adorable, mostly due to her freckles, and I do kind of like the new environment that Ladybug and Cat Noir have to fight in. It definitely changes things up enough to warrant watching. So, yeah, I could definitely enjoy this episode. Unlike
Yep, nope, it's the worst. More in my review.
Now, this episode does have a few moments that got under my skin, like another teased victory for Hawkmoth, though it is handled better than it was in Dark Owl. So aside from that, it's a much better episode than I was expecting. The ending does kind of make me die inside, just seeing Adrian see Marinette as more of a fan than a love interest. But in hindsight, would it be any better if Marinette just outright stated,
"I'm just obsessed with you"?
What? I got it signed by Kyle McCarley. Of course I was going to use it. But yeah, this is a pretty sweet episode. I thought that Mark was one of the greatest new additions to the series. I like his villain persona. And yeah, it was one of the funniest episodes. I mean, how could you go wrong with Cat Noir saying,
"You're a public health hazard"?
Yeah, that line makes this worth the price of admission alone. I'm not sure what to make of this episode. I mean, it's not one of the worst things I've ever seen. Half of it is the introduction to Carapace, who's a pretty cool hero, and it has some decent action scenes. The other half...
You're so weak that when you're shadowboxing, your shadow wins!
Okay, I'll sing this episode's praises. I like the villain. He's pretty cool. I like the nightmare concept. I like how all the Kwamis are coming together for the birthday of Hawkmoth's Kwami. I mean, I like this episode, alright? Just get this thing away from me! Yeah, I think it would be easier if I split these episodes up. You know what? This is a pretty good start to the trilogy. yeah, Chloe's mom might be the worst, but she made for a great villain. It's nice to see Plaid get some of the action, though now he kind of scares me. And everything else is pretty solid. Also, to anybody who worked on Pixelator, this is how you keep Cat Noir from helping out Ladybug. Not this. Okay, this is a much better episode than Style Queen. I love how they introduced Queen Bee. Like, it is so right out the gate. Like, she just doesn't have a problem with revealing her identity. And, well, there is one scene in this episode that... Man, this one scene just made me say to myself, where was this scene when I needed it the most? Like, it is... This episode is worth watching just for that one scene alone. Just go and watch it. I'm not going to spoil it. You'll know what I'm talking about once you see it. Alright, I'm just going to say it. This is the best episode in the Queen's Battle trilogy. Even though it wasn't a Queen's Battle episode. It is so satisfying to see Chloe admit to her mistakes and become a hero properly. I mean, yeah, she does kind of revert to being a jerk, but like Ladybug said, baby steps. Baby steps. Also, Cat Noir acting like a cat. Yeah, that made this episode a 5 out of 5 right from the get-go. Just, it's amazing. I'll talk about it in my review. Just screw this episode. Best ones, just right out the gate. These are the best episodes of the season. Like, the right amount of tension, the right amount of action, drama. Like, I could gush about this all day, but I'm just gonna leave it at this. This is how you do a finale. Nice job, everyone. Alright, so that's what I think of every episode in Season 2, and I will go more in depth later on, but for now, this is what you're going to get. I will do the collector review. Just stay tuned for that. Now, for this season of the Miraculous Marathon, I'm feeling a bit more ambitious, incorporating some more story elements to the marathon, and hiring some actual actors to help me out with the storyline. I'll also have a few more collaborations and cameos, and if anybody wants me to appear in their video, I'd be more than happy to do so. I also kind of want to branch out from Miraculous, like maybe do an album review or a movie review in the vlog style. I don't know, just something to kind of deviate from Miraculous Ladybug. I mean, as much as I love the series, I can't do it all the time. And to top it off, I set up a Patreon so I can improve production values, fund everything, and make a living off of this. So, if you want to be a kind patron, click the link in the description below. You don't have to go all out with the donations. You don't even have to donate, period. But a single $1 a month is enough to help support this channel, so yeah. And that's all I have to say. Until then, this is ASLB, and I've got nothing else to say other than have a great life, stay miraculous. Happy 4-year anniversary, Miraculous, even if it's kinda late. And see ya!